Okay, it looks like there's two resurrection points. There's a connecting point in the gospel, and there's 3 more points. So there should be 6 points, but the first 2 are going to be really quick, okay? Monsignor Hermes, I'm going to go back to this as long as I can, as long as I have breath in my body. Good Friday homily. Christ gave the final judgment. Does anybody know the answer? What's the final judgment?
Mercy.
Mercy, thank you. It is not, everyone should know this answer. It's going to be on the final. The final, our friends, someone's telling them, someone's lying or they're misunderstanding. He did not come to condemn the world. He came to save the world. The final judgment is not you're going to hell or you're bad people. It's I love you, and I came for you to have mercy. The trick question. That's the final judgment. Mercy, not condemnation. What's the final answer? You got the final judgment, right? What's the final answer? Resurrection. Is there a better answer than that one? Come see me afterwards. That's the best answer I know. Death does not have the final answer. Sorrow, sickness, cancer, loss of a loved one, heartbreak, woundedness, loss of a job, whatever might be troubling you, whatever is weighing extraordinarily heavy upon your heart in this very moment, or in the past few days, or in the coming future, death does not have the final answer. The final answer is the resurrection. Okay, 2 points, boom, feeling good. Point on the point 3, connecting point. So Jesus asked Peter 3 times. Peter's distressed. What does Peter finally say? You know what he says. Lord, please, stop. Stop already. You know everything. You know how many stars are in the sky. You know when you spin the earth and it stays on its axis. You know when it's going to rain, when it's going to snow. You know every hair on my head. You know how my life turns out. You know everything. Why you keep asking me this? You know I love you. Jesus says, yeah, he doesn't say it, but he means it. Yes, Peter, I do know I love you. I do know you love me. I would love you to feel this in this very moment. Jesus, think it, saying it to you. Fill in the blank with your first name. Al, Susie, Tony, Susie cream cheese, Johnny box of donuts. Yes, I know your hearts. I know your desires. I know your aspirations. I know you love me. Wouldn't that be awesome? We should stay there for a while. I'm serious. That's a beautiful space to be in. Father, are you sure? Scout's honor. I was a Boy Scout until he threw me out. No longer story. I was guilty this time. I couldn't take the 5th. Point being, I was a Scout. Still Scout's honor. I assure you, God knows if and you do love him. That's why you're here. That's why we're celebrating together. This is awesome. This is a great spiritual place to be in. Yes, God, I know you know that I love you. And give me the Holy Spirit so I can love you more. Give me the Holy Spirit so I can love you more, so I can serve you more. So when I'm on the day of judgment, I'm in a much better position to receive your mercy. I've accepted more of it. I've been more receptive to it. Now, we know why Jesus, well, we don't know why, but the best speculation, why does Jesus ask Peter, this, now we're rhetorical, don't answer these questions. Why does Jesus ask Peter 3 times, do you love me? Because Peter denied Jesus 3 times. We know that answer. But I think there's a much better answer. Do you love me more than these? Everybody, this is Father Haggerty. Father Donald Haggerty is a famous priest from New York who was Mother Teresa's #1 retreat giver, who wrote 2 fascinating, awesome books. I'm proud. He was my teacher in seminary, and he taught me John of the Cross. And he said this, when Jesus says to Simon Peter, do you love me more than these? You and I assume he meant the other apostles. Do you love me more than these guys? Do you love me more than your brothers? Father Haggerty, we don't know. But Father Haggerty says he was pointing at the fish. They were fishing. The story before this is they're fishing. Do you love me more than these? Father, that makes no sense. That makes perfect sense, and I'll tell you why. Do you love me more than your livelihood? Those of you who enjoy your work like I do you love me more than your work? If you're a workaholic, do you love me more than that? Do you love me more than your passion? Do you love me with what your mind's eye is focused on? Is it sport? I don't know what it is. Sports, banking, whatever you're into. Building widgets, selling widgets? I like that answer. Do you love me more than your livelihood? Yes, Lord, I love you more than my livelihood. Okay, good. Feed my sheep. Next question. Do you love me more than these? Do you love me more than your brothers? Do you love me more than your family? Can you honestly say that? You can see your wife, you can see your kids, you can see your grandchildren. Me, you cannot see right now. God's saying this to you. Do you love me more than your own family? Yes, Lord. For me, my mom's the exception. It's very easy for me to say that. Yes, Lord. I love you much more than I love my brothers. Do you love me more than Father Simon? Another easy one. Yes, Lord. You know I love you more than I love Father Simon. Of course I do. So the Lord is drawing him, Peter, deeper. Like he's drawing you and I deeper, to a deeper response. Not only does Jesus want to heal Peter of his threefold denial, he wants to strengthen and embolden him. New point. The first reading is point number 4, if you're following along at home. Point number 4. The first reading was Peter. Peter, the same Peter who denied Jesus because some woman near a fire accused him of being a friend of Jesus of Nazareth. I don't know the man. I don't know what you're talking about. I do not know him. Did you hear what he said in the first reading? To the people in charge, to the bosses, to the religious authorities? Hey, you guys, you killed him. And they said in response, you're trying to put the blood of this man's, the blood of this man on our hands. Peter did not back down. Peter doubles up. He doubled down. He strengthens his position. He goes, you killed him. And he was God. And we saw it, and we're witnesses of it. We know what you did. And God powerfully raised him from the dead. And we are his witnesses. Contrast the two Peters. The denying Peter to the evangelical, proclaimed God's gospel in the face of all that authority and the truth about Jesus Christ to Peter. Peter, quote unquote Peter. What's the difference? Answer, it's real simple. The first Peter had the Holy Spirit. He was able to speak boldly and testify. To Peter standing around the fire before the crucifixion, he didn't have the Holy Spirit yet. Here we are again. Underscoring point number 4. Let's call down more of the Holy Spirit. We're having confirmation here Wednesday. The bishop's coming. He's going to confirm, 150 kids, something like that. 150 young adults. The Holy Spirit's going to come down. And many are prepared to receive the Holy Spirit. Every Mass, every time you pray, every time you go into the chapel, every time you're conscious of God's holy, loving, eternal, unconditional loving presence, ask for a dose of the Ghost. Ask for the Holy Spirit. Point number 5. Is there anybody in the Gospels called out more than anyone's name mentioned in the New Testament more than Peter? No. Was anyone given the keys of the kingdom? No. Was anyone told to feed the lambs, tend the sheep? No. Was anyone pulled aside and said, do you love me 3 times? No. Was anyone said, on this rock, Petros, which means rock in Greek, I'll build my church? No. And people still want to fight us over the succession of Peter and the apostles to Benedict, from John Paul II to Benedict to Francis. My friends, it's all there. Nobody is so prolific. No one is so much involved in the events of Jesus. No one has been given such authority under God. So I just want to thank him. And thank you. And thank all those who put me in the right pew and gave me the understanding that this is not a man-made church, folks. This church was built by Jesus Christ. And we are blessed to be in it. And in a very short amount of time to receive God's greatest gift next to the resurrection, which is a foretaste of it, and that would be Holy Communion.